Hi, hello, Instagram, Facebook. Hi, guys, how are ya? Happy Thursday. Let's see, this looks funny, my Instagram. Hi, how are you guys? I'm so happy to be here with you guys. I know I came to you guys live on Monday because I missed last week's live, and so I'm coming to you twice this week. And how fun is that? So let's see. Today, first off, I just want to thank everybody for allowing me to be a part of your community and your life, and wish you all the best this holiday season, whatever you celebrate. You know, we're coming to the end of 2018, and that's crazy, but awesome. Better things await us. I know that in 2019, and it's just getting better all the time. That's my motto. And so just want to thank you all for allowing me to be a part of your life, and to all the new followers, welcome to this community. It is my mission to help you feel good every day, to inspire you to love yourself, treat yourself better, prioritize yourself. It is my mission to give you back hope and to empower you so that you can live your healthiest life mentally, emotionally, physically, and nutritionally. And so with that, today's topic of conversation is keeping our kids healthy. I don't know about you, but my kid's been sick a couple times this year, and I'm freaking over it. So up until this year, I didn't really have a sick kid. He just turned 3. He's been in preschool. He was there last year, 3 days a week. This year, he's there 5 days a week. But this year, we got hammered. I think last month he had strep, and then he got a double ear infection. And then now he's just kind of been sniffly on and off for probably 6 weeks or so. You know, he is that kid that got like a couple stomach bugs when he was younger, but we never had a fever or anything. He never took antibiotics until this ear infection and the strep. You know, so we made it 3 years without antibiotics, which I'm thrilled with. And so anyway, I'm not here to brag and say the kid is healthy and this is what you need to do. I'm here to share the things I do that I think are helping keeping him as healthy as he can be, and helping him recover when he does have to take antibiotics, which I'm not totally against. I'm, of course, against the overuse of them, but with something like strep, I gave my kid the antibiotics because it's just not worth it, right? And truth be told, he wasn't really into taking them, and he would spit most of them out, and then he got a double ear infection, and I do not think those two things are unrelated. I think if he had been better at keeping the medication in, he probably wouldn't have gotten sick again. I'm not beating myself up for it, but it's just the back-to-back infections are typically because the first infection wasn't properly treated. And so, you know, he didn't have raging strep. I got the strep from him, and, you know, it wasn't raging by any means. It was just kind of like under the weather, feverish, that type of thing. The ear infection, I think, was disturbing him a lot more. So anyway, I forgot one thing. So I brought my whole slew of stuff over, of the things that I do on a daily basis. One thing that I think, like, if I were to step back and say, like, why do I think my kid got sick this year versus last year, even though his exposure to other kids and germs and all that has been, I think, the same, it's his diet. Last year, I had a lot more control over the things that I could get into him, and he was getting, you know, more salmon and probably more greens. And this year, he's a little, you know, what's the word? He just wants what he wants, and he's like a creature of habit. So every day, it's this peanut butter and jelly toast that he wants for breakfast. And although it's on homemade sourdough bread and it's almond butter, and I put butter on it, and I use ghee and raw cacao to make the jelly, there's no added sugar. There's some date syrup in the ghee, so I think in the ghee cacao mixture, so I think there is a little bit extra sugar he's getting. So there's that. And I feel like he was more inclined to have like smoothies with vegetables. And so now dinner time is where I really get the veggies in, and his pouches is where he's getting his veggies, which isn't super ideal, but we're doing our best. He gets in bone broth. He does like it. I make a soup for him with sweet potato and coconut milk and butternut squash, and he'll eat his orange soup with avocado, and so he gets in his broth. And sometimes too, like this past month when he wasn't feeling well, he did just want bone broth. It's so cute. He's like, Mama, bone broth. That's so cute the way he says it. So, I do think diet is the first place, and food is medicine. So, I do try to limit his sugar intake, and I do try to limit his dairy intake, especially when he's phlegmy. He doesn't eat really any packaged processed foods unless he's at school. And that's the thing. Like, there's always like treats at school. And, oh my God, I try to volunteer every time there's a party and they ask parents to make the sweet treats. I volunteer to do it because it makes me feel better, because I make them at least with clean ingredients, and I use things like coconut sugar or maple syrup or honey to sweeten, so I try to do that. My schedule is packed and it's not so convenient to be making the sweet treats, but to me, it just makes me feel better. It makes me feel more in control. And, in his lunch every day, I really try to get, like, he's always getting beets in, so he gets his vegetables. Yeah, so Maela, I'm going to show you the cups and talk about it, but I don't have anybody to demonstrate right now. I guess I could do it on my arm and kind of show you that, but I was thinking this instead, that I would just create a video of me doing it on Jaymes and then share that with you guys. That might be better, but I'll get into it. So we'll see, because maybe I can do it on I might just have to run and grab oil. I don't have anything here now. Okay, so let's get into it. So diet is super important. I think, for me, I'm trying to make sure he's getting his vegetables. I figured out the ones he likes. He does not like spinach, but he likes pesto. So I give him pesto sauce with his, Applegate Farms organic chicken nuggets. He'll do that. He eats beets. He loves those little beets. They're pre-cooked and then marinated in like balsamic and maybe a little honey. He eats those like every day. So I can get the vegetables, and he loves broccoli. So I figured out, and that's the thing, he loves squash too. So I figured out what my kid likes, and I make that. That way I get him to eat it. He will eat broccoli and he will eat the squash when I cook it. If I cook spinach for dinner, won't touch it. But pesto, he'll play around with. And he even does he does the Quinn gluten-free pretzels or plantain chips, and he'll dip that in the pesto, and he really likes that. Right now, fish is hard. So I'm trying the fish sticks, the Braeger's fish sticks, to see if he'll like those. I gave him salmon yesterday, kind of sort of ate it. He'll do like pasta with some meat sauce, and it's rice pasta. And then I'll try to mix in, I'll do a pesto sauce, so we get the greens in there. So I'm really trying to be creative. I'll make him popsicles, which are basically frozen smoothies that have like spinach and protein and, some fruit and some veggies in there. I'll do that. And that totally works. He'll eat that. If he thinks it's like a frozen popsicle, like it's a treat. And I'll usually add like the raw cacao powder to make it chocolatey. Another thing I do, this is a new thing, and I brought them out to show you, is I make these chocolates. He calls them chocolates. These are these little forms. I bought them on Amazon. These are little dinosaurs. So I'm going to pop one out and show you. They've probably been melting a little bit. Yeah, they've melted a little bit. Here's one that's good. They're like this. They look like little tiny chocolates. They actually taste like chocolate. They're pretty good. I'll eat them. So this is what I've been doing. These are actually fat bombs. So if you guys don't know what fat bombs is, you can Google them later. But basically, they're on the ketogenic diet, and they're just basically fat melted down. So I melt down ghee, coconut oil, raw cacao, some almond butter. I'll add in a scoop of collagen peptides. And then I add in this mushroom blend, alcohol-free immune system formula. So I add that. And then I also, because I'm a Chinese herbalist, I add in this formula, Grow and Thrive, which is really good for their digestion and their stomach. And I melt everything, pour it into these things. And he'll devour a sheet of these in a day. So I know every day he's getting a dose of these, which is great. Every night he still goes to bed with, you know, like a sippy cup that's like this much goat's milk and the rest water. And every night I put in 1 drop of vitamin D and a quarter teaspoon of cod liver oil. He used to take this just regularly. I just shoot it in his mouth. He won't do it anymore. So now I have to hide it. I hide it in the bottle and he doesn't seem to notice it or taste it. I think because he's like half asleep, he just drinks it. So I get these in. And then I have been doing probiotics regularly. You know, he was a C-section baby. I wound up having a C-section because he was kind of stuck inside of me. So I've had him on probiotics kind of since he came out. I also did do the vaginal swab, all that stuff. But anyway, that's another conversation. So I do toddler probiotics. Same thing. I put a scoop of this in his, you know, water/milk every night. So he gets that in. I also recently started using this, the Propolis throat spray. It tastes a little like honey. It's nice. It's great for the whole family. So he'll do a squirt of that because it's sweet, so he doesn't mind it. Elderberry syrup. This is the last of this jar, but you guys have seen me post this recipe. I always have this made and ready. Yesterday morning he got up and he loves it. It's sweet. It's got, you know, it's made with honey. It's a little bitter. I add garlic to mine and I add cinnamon and fresh ginger and turmeric as well. And so he loves to take spoonfuls of it and he will do it. And he knows it helps his cough. He knows it helps with his congestion. So I'm not, you know, I'll say to him, like, I think you're not feeling well. Let's try some syrup today. And he'll be like, okay, let's do the syrup, mama. So he's into it. The other thing that I don't have here is that I also make my own garlic oil. So I basically take, you know, 2 cloves of garlic. I dice them up and I saute them in a skillet with olive oil, very low heat, so the olive oil doesn't smoke. And then I strain out the garlic cloves and keep the oil. And I have a little dropper bottle and I drop that into his ears. Ever since the ear infection, I've been doing that. And also he had a wax buildup and that's another great thing too. So I'll do that. And sometimes I'll actually just put that oil on him. Like he was a little congested the other night. So I put some on his chest and I put some on his feet. And then I am making my own oil to massage him. So I do olive oil as the base and I'll add eucalyptus, clary sage, cinnamon, clove, just a couple drops of each. So basically if you have 4 ounces of olive oil, you can add about, I'd say 5 drops of each of those essential oils: eucalyptus, peppermint, clary sage, cinnamon, clove, tea tree oil, lavender. So I'll probably do those. I kind of wing it sometimes because I just whatever's around, to be honest. And that's the oil I'll use. I rub that on his chest. I rub that on the back of his neck. Like if he's congested, I put some on his forehead. Sometimes I just take the essential oil like the clary sage or the eucalyptus and just put a couple drops. He also has, you know, the little vaporizer next to his bed, and I put the essential oils in there at night, so he's breathing in that air. And what I'll do is with the cups, so let me see. I feel like, okay, I have an oil here I can use that I'll do. So I also I put that oil, so the blend of the essential oils with the olive oil, I put that on his back. And I will do the cups. So the same facial cups that we sell on Aimee Raupp Beauty, I do this on my son. I've also taught some friends on how to do it, and it works really well. So I'm going to put a little oil on myself. So you got to massage in oil so that you have the surface is slippery. So this is how you would do it on your kid's back. The cup, the key with the cups, the absolute key, you have to squeeze it so that the walls of it touch. You see how it's touching? Squeeze it all the way, and then you're going to put it on the oiled area, squeeze all the way, let go completely so you get that nice suction, okay? You could leave it in place on the kids. You do it kind of right over their upper chest, their upper back, like kind of like right back here. And I'm going to make a diagram for you guys in a little video. But so you'd put the oil on and do that, and you can just leave the cups in place. Jaymes does not like when I leave the cups in place. So what I do is I put the oil on and I put the cup and then I just slide it. So the key to getting good suction, I'm going to say it again because it's so redundant, because that's what you guys hear. Squeeze it all the way together, then put it on the skin, release all the way. See, I don't have enough fat on my arm, basically. Release all the way, and then slide, okay? It might take a couple times till you get it down. Oh, see, there we go. Beth, I didn't even know I had that. Okay, so to see where Aimee puts it on, check my Insta highlights. So if you guys want to see Facebook, you guys go over to my Instagram and my highlights under beauty. You can see me cupping James's back. But I'll also create a little video, because I think what I'm going to do is start kind of selling a kit, you know, so that we can use it on our kids. Like I'll make the oil, and then you can buy it with the cups, because they're great. I mean, so that's kind of what I've been doing regularly. And what's amazing is he feels better with it, that if he wasn't feeling well, which like the last 6 weeks we've kind of been on and off, he'll bring the cups to me and ask me to do it, because he can feel the difference in his chest. He feels like he's coughing less. He just feels better. So, so those are my tools. These are brand new to my regimen, because I've been thinking about, like, how can I get this mushroom stuff in him to boost his immune system? And then his Chinese herbs. He's just kind of like this is the formula I give him. Cold Quell Junior is what it's called, when he's not well. And it's just a classic Chinese formula that's good for signs of like cold and phlegm and coffee, runny nose, that kind of thing. And it works well. And it doesn't taste bad because they put glycerin in it to sweeten it, but he just won't take it. I try to mix it with the elderberry syrup. He like catches on to me. So now what I do is I put it in the fat bombs. He has no idea. And he thinks he's having like a chocolate treat. So he'll go to, and I just give him the whole tray. I'm like, go for it, buddy. He'll go to town. He'll eat the whole thing. And then he's getting really good quality fats too. So I feel good about that. And, you know, and that's his like sweet treat, you know, so he thinks it's sugar or sweet, and it is sweet, but it's not high fructose corn syrup or actual sugar itself, right? Table sugar meaning. And that's the way I'm sneaking things in. And then the other thing is too, like, you know, I sneak this in. And that was the other thing too. Like I had to sit back and I thought, like, after he got the strep and he got the double ear infection, I thought to myself, what am I doing differently this year than I was doing last year? The big differences was I wasn't giving him this because he started refusing to take it. And, you know, his diet's a little different. So I figured out a way to get this back into the bottle at night, and he doesn't really notice at all, doesn't say anything. And then now I'm adding this in, and some Chinese herbs. You know, he's been on the probiotics all along, and the elderberry syrup we had last year too. He's more into the elderberry syrup this year. So anyway, that's, you know, that's how we do it here. He, you know, he's pretty much up to speed on all his vaccinations. We did not get a flu shot this year because in Connecticut I can get away without getting it. So I did opt out of that. You know, and rather would just treat him if he got the flu, but he hasn't gotten the flu, so I don't think we're gonna get that. You know, and generally speaking, like he wasn't feeling great the other night, but then I do these things, and, you know, I'll put some essential oils in his bath. You know, I just really, the garlic oil on his feet with his socks over it to go to bed at night works really well. So, you know, it's just a little ritual you have to get yourself into. And then also, you know, as one of my colleagues, Molly, said to me in the clinic the other day, she's got a little guy, and I was kind of bummed on Tuesday because he wasn't feeling well again. And I thought, what the like, why is my kid getting sick again? And she said to me, you know, she was like, be easy on yourself. Remember, he's still building his immune system, so it's okay for him to get sick once in a while. And I thought I needed to hear that. I did. So, you know, because I'm judging myself, like, right? I'm like, oh, well, I'm in health, and, you know, I'm this quote unquote expert, and my kid shouldn't be getting sick. I shouldn't be getting sick. Like, you can hear it in me. I'm nasally, right? You know. And it's just because he had a cough Tuesday night or Monday into Tuesday. We were up half the night with this cough. He went to school the next day. He was feeling okay, but I didn't sleep well. So then I got nasally, right? So it is this vicious cycle. So all of us just have to slow down, take good care of ourselves, get in our, food is medicine. Food is our primary medicine. And then also I'm taking all these things. I do a whole teaspoon of this every day. I do 5 drops of vitamin D every day. I do my probiotics. I do my spirulina. I do my liver pills. I try to eat well. I have my bone broth and my eggs. I've been staying off alcohol. I've been off alcohol for like 4 months now. Just because we need a change in the house, and we thought this was, a good time to just cut alcohol out for a while, and that feels really good. So I feel like I'm doing all the right things. I'm exercising, I'm trying to sleep enough, I'm doing my hot baths with Epsom salts. I put Epsom salts in his bath every night. So we're trying our best to keep the kiddo as healthy as we possibly can, and then also understanding that they're little and they're around lots of germs, and they are still building their immune system. So we just support them as best we can. You don't want a kid who never gets sick either. You want a cold a year. Everybody should have 1 cold a year. It's good for our immune system. So, take it all with a grain of salt. But if I could encourage you all to start making the fat bombs for your kids, amazing. Give it a try. And I have posted the recipe a couple of times, but I'll do an Instagram post with it because I was making them this morning. I took some pictures. So I'll do a post in the stories, and then we'll save it to one of my highlights. And so you guys can see it in there too. Okay. So if you guys, let's see. I don't see any questions. Let me see. Getting your baby bomb. Thank you. Where do you get the tincture for the tummy gut? So I'm an herbalist. I order it from my herbal pharmacy. You'd probably have to get an herbalist to order it for you, or just Google search it and see. It's called Grow and Thrive. The one thing I don't love about this formulation is it has alcohol in it. It's a very small amount, but I put it in the fat bomb, so I cook off the alcohol because I put it in the skillet as I'm heating everything up. And I just do, it's a nice blend of herbs to support their digestion, so that they can assimilate their nutrients and grow and thrive. So check it out. Just search Grow and Thrive by Gentle Warriors and see if you find it somewhere, and then just order it. Unfortunately, Chinese herbs are, in my opinion, they should be only through an herbalist, but that's not how it is. So you could probably find it. And if not, if you have an acupuncturist as an herbalist, ask them to order it for you, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to hang up because I have a big play date happening here at 1 o'clock with lots of kids from James's school and their mamas, and I'm going to get ready for that. Okay, so I will see you guys later. I am not going to be on, I'm going to do my best to not even be on social media next week, so I am taking the freaking week off, and I encourage you all to do the same, and I'll see you guys on the 3rd of January, okay? So have a wonderful holiday. If you celebrate Christmas, enjoy it. New Year's, we all celebrate that. Happy New Year. Again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of your life, and I really feel honored, so thank you. And yeah, looking forward to 2019. I think it's going to be kick-ass, and I'll see you guys then. Bye. Bye, guys.